Another option for setting up your file structure is only valid if you are working at the Sanford Media Center. At the SMC, we have a space on each computer called the User File Directory. If you save your files here, they will not be deleted at the end of the day. A few disclaimers about working at the Sanford Media Center. The hard drives at the SMC are not backed up in any way. It is up to you, the patron, to back up your files to a safe second location. Another important thing to understand is that if you choose to use the User File Directory on one of our computers, you are now tethered to that machine. Your project will only exist on it, so you will need to make sure that you have a reservation if you want to work on it at a specific time in the future. Computers can be reserved for 4 hours at a time and up to 12 hours a week. When you make a reservation, you have 15 minutes to show up for that reservation. After that time, you'll lose your reservation and receive a no-call, no-show. If you do that 3 times in the semester, you'll lose reservation privileges. You can still use our resources, but we won't allow you to block them out in advance. Click on the User File Directory and create a folder with your name. We're now going to create a sparse disk image. This step is only necessary if you are using iMovie within the Sanford Media Center. This step creates a mountable folder that we can use to keep your iMovie files separate. That way, you will be the only person to see your files in the program. Control-click on your folder and go down to the last option, Services, and then click on Create Events Project Drive. This process will take a moment, and then you will be prompted to enter a name for your sparse disk. Take a moment to name your drive. Make sure it's a unique identifier and not something so general that you won't remember it belongs to you. It'll take just a second to pop up on the desktop. And this is a drive that can be mounted and dismounted just like an SD card, so I can drag it to the trash and eject it, and then I can double click on this image here to remount it. Now I'll move my content inside of my sparse disk image. I want to make sure any content I'm going to add into iMovie lives inside of my sparse disk before I add it to iMovie.